This is Transcend with Nat, where we are awakening to the spiritual heart, sharing stories and awarenesses along the path of transcendence.
Hi, and welcome to Transcend with Nat. This is Nat. I am your host, and today I'm going to be referencing my book, Transcending the Practice of Spiritual Living, which you can get on Amazon. And we're going to be discussing about vision. First, I want to just let you know I'm doing this retreat, Spiritual Currents, in Puerto Rico near my home. It's going to be really cool. We're going to be doing a lot of inner work, a lot of processing through using forgiveness, really focusing on listening and doing work to let go of limiting beliefs and to resolve unresolved emotional blocks and hurts. And then in the mornings, we're going to be doing some ocean activities in the blue, clear tropical waters, which are amazing, of Puerto Rico. And there's so much good food. We're going to have an amazing chef. It's going to be great. So if you're interested in that and you want to do last minute, come to Puerto Rico and get in on this retreat, you can reach out to me directly through my website, transcend.online. And you can also get more information about the retreat there in the events section. Anyway, I'm going to be talking about vision today. And do you lack vision? That's the name of the chapter that I'm going to be referencing here in Transcending the Practice of Spiritual Living, Volume 2. And this really comes from a story where I was struggling in the business I was involved in, and I went to my spiritual teacher, who I was still working for and living with at the same time, and just telling him that I just wasn't into it. I was thinking of shutting it down. And he told me that I just lacked vision. And that kind of hit deep. And I was like, wow, I lack vision. That's something that I need to look at. So I was feeling uninspired in the business. And if the problem was that I was lacking vision, then I needed to take a look at what my vision was. So sometimes if you don't have a clear enough vision with the thing that you're doing, you are going to be uninspired. So if you're feeling uninspired in what you're doing, then perhaps it's time to relook at your bigger vision, because you really need a vision that is motivating to you, that brings inspiration, that makes you want to get up and get going, and also gets you through those difficult times. Because anyone who's had a business, or pretty much anyone, I would say, has those times where things are difficult. And especially if you're not making it to the level you want to, or you're just not feeling it. Sometimes you just don't have that vision that you're going towards that's inspiring to you, that makes you excited about what you're creating and what you're involved in. I'm going to read something from the book, from Transcending. Push the limits of your vision. Look beyond what is reasonable and what seems realistic. If your vision is big enough, there will be a lot of things that need to happen which are completely outside of your control. What could you do to prepare so you are ready if those opportunities present themselves? You can't force a seed to grow into a tree or to make that tree bear fruit, but you can prepare the soil and you can water it as it grows. A lot may be out of your control, but there are still many things you can do to prepare for the success of your vision. If you are feeling uninspired by what you are doing, then you are probably lacking vision. Find a vision that motivates you, that you are willing to sacrifice for, that will better your life and the lives of others. Make your vision worthy of the greatest version of you. I think that sums up pretty much the thoughts and the thinking around vision. And it is important to have a vision that you're willing to sacrifice things that you like, that you want for, because the vision is bigger than them, bigger than those things that you may want, bigger than the desires, bigger than the material items or all the stuff that you may be looking at that you would like this and that, if you're willing to sacrifice that for your vision, then you've got a pretty good vision. If you have a vision that motivates you to get up in the morning, that makes you excited about what you're going to be doing, then that's a pretty good vision. The last sentence, I think, of this chapter, make your vision worthy of the greatest version of you. That's really important because you need to get in touch with the expansiveness inside of you, because you're only able to see the greater vision when you're looking from the greater place inside of you that can hold that vision. And as John Rogers said, what you behold, you can become. And one thing I like to say is that what you behold, in actuality, you already are. So if you can behold, if you can hold this vision, if you can be this vision, then that's being held inside of you. And so you have to tap into the greater part of you to hold that vision. Another part of this, which I read, is that there's so much that is out of your control when you're going towards something greater, when you're going towards a greater vision. There's just so many things that have to fall into place that are outside of your control. There's so many more people involved, so many more things that are in the world that may affect what's going on with your vision. And you can't control all of those things. You're not meant to control all of those things. That's really in God's hands. All that you can do is to prepare yourself to receive of the abundance that's available to you. And that abundance becomes available to you when you've prepared yourself to receive of the opportunities. So you are responsible for doing your part, for doing everything you can to realize that vision, to manifest that vision, to allow a place for that vision to grow. Because the vision becomes, if it's big enough, becomes beyond you. Ideally, it's helping not only you, but many other people if you were to realize that vision. And so in doing that, you have to prepare it, just like the example I gave in the book of you can't force a seed to grow, but you can prepare the soil, you can water it. You can't make the sun rise. You have no control over a lot of the external factors of that seed growing into a tree and whether that tree bears fruit. But you can give your attention, and that attention is actually your loving. That's the energy of who you are being manifest into this world through your attention to preparing a place for the vision to be able to grow, be preparing the place and the soil for that to grow into something beautiful. That's all you can really do is your part. Maintain your loving attitude, maintain your uplifted attitude by continually looking towards your vision and letting that be the motivating factor in what you're doing and reminding yourself of that vision. If you need to write that vision down, if you need to have a vision board, if you need to have it in a visual way for you to see every day, or a written way for you to read every day, then do that. Have that vision clearly expressed in a way that you can keep your eyes towards it. The other thing that's really important when you're creating vision, when you're creating that vision of what you want to happen, is the space within the vision. When you create a vision, you need to allow space within the vision for God to be your partner. It's actually in the space that the blessings and the ways in which you had no idea and didn't expect it to come that way. It's in those spaces that allows for that allows for the grace, that allows for the greater abundance of blessings. Because you're identifying God the source of all, the creator of all, as your co-creator in what you're doing. And you can do that because that essence of God, the soul, is who you truly are. And as you touch into that energy of who you are and that comes forward, you're co-creating with that divine source within you. And then as you bring that vision forward, and you do that with the idea of for the highest good, when you invoke the highest good of all concerned, you're leaving space in your vision for God to bring forward a greater vision than you may be holding. Something that is truly worthy of the greatest version of who you are, which is the divine essence within you, which is the soul. Bringing that space into your visions, allowing for the opportunity to come through those spaces, allowing for God to be your partner. And you do that through bringing the highest good into those spaces by saying, your will be done. That's another way of saying the highest good of all concerned. Because the God I know is a loving God and maintains that vision of the highest good of all concerned, given everyone's destiny on this planet and beyond, given their soul's journey, given the experiences they're here to have, and given their returning home to God. And so that's really the message I wanted to bring forward, the concepts and how to look at creating greater vision in your life. And you can get more, read about that in Transcending the Practice of Spiritual Living, Volume 2, which is available on Amazon. It's by me, Nathaniel Sherritt. And that is available also on my website, where you can join the light gatherings that I've been doing on Tuesday nights. Tuesday nights for the US, it's Wednesday for Australia and New Zealand. And you can find out any other, I'm going to be doing a lot more events and things going on soon. So stay in tune with that. Sign up for my weekly Substack newsletter. And you can do that all through my website so that you can stay informed on the things that are available. And I hope to see you participating with me in all those things. And God bless you all until next time. And that website is transcend.online. God bless you.
Just forgive yourself. Come on, let it be, 'cause I'm free.